Welcome everyone. Flowers and plants have been linked with clean, green, healthy and happy environment, and now I would say with a wealthy environment too. This is because plants are having a very good scope in agribusiness as well. When we are surrounded with flowers and plants, our psychology works in a positive manner and we are able to contribute in a much better way. And besides this, plants have a major role to play on environmental moderation. They are able to absorb pollutants not just in outdoors but indoors as well. And this is the reason why plants are becoming so very popular. The demand of ornamental plants is much more on rise. So today I'll be talking on potted ornamentals, a promising enterprise for the startups. Famous Japanese poet Basho has so beautifully said in a form of a haiku, "The temple bell stops, but I still hear the sound coming out of the flowers." And it's so true. He has so very well emphasized the importance of flowers even spiritually, because flowers bring you the real feel of the life in a moment. Life exists in a moment at present, and that is what this Basho poet has been emphasizing here. Flowers affect our psychology in a positive manner, bring us a feel of being in harmony within us, and that is how we appear to be more joyful from within. Flowers and greenery directly influence the environment we are surrounded with and also affects our emotional status in a positive manner. This way, we are more joyful and happier, and that is how it has indirect influence on our living as well as our work performance. So, whatever our productivity improves when we are surrounded with fresh flowers and fresh greenery. Now, let's talk about floriculture as agribusiness. It has come up as one of the most dynamic and advanced sectors of contemporary agribusiness. Now, ornamental potted plants are representing a significant portion of floriculture production. Now, let's see the role of floriculture. As we all know that now air pollution level has been on rise for so many years, and it is really surprising to know the reports from WHO that air pollution has been causing around 7 million premature deaths every year, and these are being triggered due to heart and respiratory related problems. And it is really surprising that WHO data shows that 9 out of 10 people breathe containing high levels of pollutants. Here figures appear to be quite alarming. As per a report from Health Metrics and Evaluation, around 2.6 million people died prematurely in 2016 owing to illness due to household air pollution. Hence, even indoor air pollution is a big culprit and it is highly troublesome for us. Along with this COVID-19 crisis, even this indoor and outdoor pollution is a big problem we are facing with. Over 300 volatile organic compounds have been identified from the environment, and exposure to these volatile organic compounds leads to acute illness and chronic diseases mainly related to the respiratory problems. However, it is interesting to know that plants have shown a certain potential to absorb these volatile organic compounds. Other way, they have very good effect on temperature. They reduce temperature and increase humidity along with maintenance of higher oxygen levels in our air we breathe. Plants absorb these volatile organic compounds through the stomata during normal gas exchange. Basically, volatile organic compounds like benzene, toluene and xylene, these are the three compounds which are the major pollutants of indoor air, and these have been found to be very well absorbed by some of the plants. NASA has been working even to use potted plants even in spacecraft. Now, these are the plants which have been identified and researched to absorb these particular volatile organic compounds. Like these are the very common ones also, like English ivy, fern, dracaena, flamingo, lily, that is anthurium, gerbera, then this azalea, weeping fig, spider plant, that is chlorophytum, and mainly they absorb formaldehyde, benzene, toluene, xylene. Then rhapis palm, chrysanthemum, peace lily, aloe vera, snake plant, that is sansevieria. Now let's talk about the floriculture scenario in India. In India, around 3,24,000 hectares land is under flower cultivation, wherein cut flowers production is around 8.23 lakh metric tons, while loose flowers is around 19.62 lakh metric tons. This is as per the report of National Horticulture Board 2018. But what about ornamental plants? We are having so many nurseries in the country. However, there is unavailability of data. While the pot industry forms the major part of the world flower trade, 42% of the world trade deals with ornamental plants. Still, we are lacking with the figures of these nurseries producing pot plants. Now, what is the need and what or where is the need of pot plants? As you see, rapidly growing urbanization and population explosion, we are seeing lifestyle has become very hasty. There is space paucity. In such situation, pot plants offers a great scope for urban greenscaping. Now, what are the uses? You can display them in your balconies, verandas, or even terrace garden, and you can emphasize their look in indoor gardening as well as outdoor gardening, and even for component indoor gardens like window box gardening or in hangings or roof gardening also, they improve the aesthetic look as well as they improve the air quality. As per NASA report, trace chemicals in the atmosphere are absorbed and biodegraded by plant leaves, roots, even soil and microorganisms. And NASA has recommended around one plant per 100 square feet of floor for cleaner air in office or home. Now in cities, plants business you can have based on hire basis, like you can be a supplier for plants on hire basis. You can go for instant gardening where you will be just placing pots and it will give a nice landscape look. Then you can go for roof gardening, you can go for wall gardening, you can go for indoor gardening, you can even go for event decoration by using ornamental plants. Then masking purpose is if you want to hide some or screen some of the portion, you can use these potted plants. You can place them in the corners. You can go for vertical gardening using pot plants. For offices, they really enhance the aesthetic look and make a work environment very friendly, like this. Then there are different ways how you can display the plants. Now, these are the top 10 plants internationally traded. So, first one is Phalaenopsis, then Kalanchoe, Anthurium, bromeliads, rose, chrysanthemum, hyacinth, ficus, dracaena, hydrangea. These are the popular foliage potted plants which you can grow very well in our Indian conditions. These are the flowering potted plants, very popular, and people would just love them to have them at their office or home. Then ferns and palms is another group of pot plants which are becoming highly popular, and people would just love to have them, place them in their offices as well as in their balconies or even for their indoor gardening. Then a trend has been on rise for cacti and succulents. Earlier cacti were not so very popular, but now so many varieties have come up. There are even grafted ones, and people are now going crazy for cacti and succulents. Reason being, they don't require much water, not much nutrition management, or with least care you can grow them so very well. Now these are NASA recommendations for improving air quality, the use of plants. So first one, the plant they have recommended is Spathiphyllum, that is peace lily, then Anthurium, this money plant Epipremnum, then Aglaonema, Rhapis excelsa, Dracaena, Chlorophytum, Nephrolepis, Gerbera, Phalaenopsis. Now along with these plants, even you can have your secondary business that you can combine with different type of pots and urns and vases, because people who are fond of plants would also like to have a variety of pots and urns. These are different type of ceramic containers, and succulents really look very beautiful when you use them in ceramic. Then this terrarium gardening, this concept is also on rise, and people just love to have a small terrarium bottle garden at their home. Along with these pots, one can also start a small business of placement of these pots, that is with nice beautiful stands like this. Then this another innovation in pot plant is the use of coir hangings. So these are baskets made up of coconut coir, and they are hung up on a nice stand. Then with the pot plants, shipment is also important. So packaging also plays very important role. One has to be little more cautious while going for shipment, as online marketing is now on is the new coming up trend. Now these are the major production centers of potted plants in our country. Now these are the leading companies dealing with pot plants: Florence Flora, Cave Bioplants, Rise and Shine, Orchid Flora, A1 Biotech, mostly based in Pune and Bangalore. Besides that, there are so many other nurseries, even in Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra, and even in South Gujarat. But what about the exact demand and trading figure that is not been surveyed, not been estimated, and not been disclosed? The day these figures would be indicated would change the face of floriculture industry, not only in the country but even in the world over. Now, what are the major considerations for pot plant industry? First one is growing media and containers. So one has to have a good knowledge of growing media. Then nutrition management, plant architecture, because in pot plants it is important how the compactness and canopy of the pot plant is. Then disease and pest management, of course. Then shipment of these pots, and of course the marketing strategy. Here, if you are going for growing media, one has to be sure whether you want to go for soil media or soilless media. Both are having their own benefits, and these are the basic properties of good growing media, like stability of organic matter. It should retain sufficient moisture and aeration. It should have good porosity. Water holding capacity should be good. Then optimum pH level and EC, and there shouldn't be saline conditions. These are the soilless media like cocoa sand, perlite, vermiculite, peat, then sphagnum moss, oil cakes, leaf mold, sawdust, cocoa. Cocoa coids are basically used for orchids and anthurium. Then next comes is irrigation and nutrition. So irrigation, one has to be specific as per the plant species and growth stage and whatever media is being used. Same thing applies for nutrition as well. And even some of the chemicals are vital for proper plant growth. These are the ways how you can regulate the plant structure. So first is physical method, that is by pinching or pruning. Then next comes is by use of chemicals, and of course some of the molecular techniques have also come up. So when it comes to chemicals, one can uh, try to use different growth promoters, retardants and inhibitors. Basically gibberellic acid and cytokinins are used for enhancing the growth of the plants, and retardants mostly used in pot plants to enhance more branching, increase the flower size, but ultimately reduce the leaf size. For the cycocel, then paclobutazole, dicalcium sodium, such kind of retardants are being used. Now you can see here it is a research done in Denmark, and as per it, Kalanchoe plant has been transformed. Now this is a research done in Denmark, wherein by using transformation of role genes in Kalanchoe plant, the plant have been dwarfed, and you can see here so much height has been reduced. This is another one, transgenic in Petunia hybrid has been developed, and here gibberellic acid GA2OX transgenic lines have been developed, and the plant has been drastically reduced in size, as you can see very clearly. The next comes is pest control. So one has to have good knowledge of different pests that are common in pot plants. And of course, disease management is also important. Hence, plant protection also plays very important role when you are going for a business wherein you are dealing with pot plants. Now I'll be showing some of the advanced techniques in pot plants. So here I'll be showing a very advanced nursery come greenhouse wherein media is being mixed up mechanically, and then it is filled up in even in these trays for and it is ready for sowing, and this is the method wherein mechanically seed sowing is done. This is the look of the nursery with different hangings and different plants at the base. You can see it is a nursery known as Plant Unlimited, Kalamazoo, USA, and it has been developed by Mr. Nirmal Shah, who has done graduation from Navsari Agriculture University itself, and he has come up with this nice company, very well known company dealing with pot plants, unlimited pot plants in USA. Now this is a company in Denmark which is dealing with dwarf pot plants. Even you can see here beautiful roses they have developed. These are begonias and these are the roses, and this is also highly mechanized. They are having robotic system for sorting these roses, and mechanically the packing is going on over here of each pot plant. You see small pots and the flowers are so nicely blooming. Now here I'll be showing some of the initiatives that we have been working on at our university. Here we started this project in 2015. It is based on soilless cultivation of ornamental plants, and here we are involving our students under experiential learning program. Along with the cut flowers, we are also handling these pot plants. Basically, we are working on adeniums, Euphorbia milli, and we have started with some more species like succulents and cacti. Basically, we are standardizing the soilless media and plant architecture, and with that we are doing breeding in adeniums, and multi-grafting technique also we are going in for, and some plant structure or plant architecture work as well. This is the project. And you know, adenium is also a highly popular pot plant since it is having a nice caudex, beautiful caudex, and it flowers also very well, and it is drought tolerance also. These are the three varieties which we found to perform better in our condition: Udem, Dang Udem Sap, Double Sweetheart, and Harry Potter. Then we have standardized grafting technology in adenium like this. Earlier, we have seen that in nurseries, people were doing this wedge grafting and using a scion of around 5 to 6 centimeter. We have reduced it to 2 centimeter, and we have gone in for flat kind of grafting. So that way you can save the scion and it looks very beautiful also. If you have a nice variety, you can multiply it further by using this grafting technique like this. It flowers so well and it looks also beautiful, the joining of this stalk and scion. In Euphorbia milli it is also drought tolerance and a nice flowering plant, especially for rooftop gardening. So here we have done some research, and here I would recommend pinching and foliar application of LR at 300 mg per liter, and it has to be done foliar spray at 15 days interval just after pinching. Now here you can see the media has been standardized for Euphorbia milli in small pots, just 10 centimeter pots are being used. So coconut plus cocoa chips plus styrofoam, that is 4:2:1, or coconut is to banana fiber is to perlite in a ratio of 6:2:1. These have been found to be suitable for good plant growth. Next is Haworthia we are working with on different media, and we have been observing that sand itself works very well. Then next is about adenium breeding. This was the work initially initiated by one of my students, Dr. Sachin Chavan, who then completed his PhD degree. And based on that work, some of the varieties were found to perform better, which were further studied. And then we have come to the release of this first variety in adenium, that is Gujarat Adenium 1. It is a cross from Sudarshan and Double Sweetheart. And when we got this plant, since it is highly heterozygous, this one plant which we got, then we further multiplied it by grafting and then studied its performance. So this is the local pink, and this is the our variety GAD1. This is another variety which we have developed, Gujarat Adenium 2. It is a cross of Mungshriam and Double Sweetheart. It has a nice light purplish color and flowers in profuse. Throughout the year it flowers. These are the different varieties. Still the work on breeding has been going on, and this is another genotype which is performing better. It is arrogant into Double Sweetheart cross. Now our new focus is developing new varieties in adenium as well as other succulents also we have been trying. Then multi-grafting approach looks very beautiful. In one plant you can have 3 to 4 kind of different flowers, and they really look very nice. Next, our target is on evaluating succulents and cacti. So here you can see this moon cactus. So we are standardizing the grafting technology in moon cactus, some of these succulents and Haworthia. Now regarding trainings at our college, at our university, firstly we are involving our students under experiential learning program in these pot plants, and each year we organize some kind of exhibition also, wherein they get exposure how to deal with pot plants and then how to market them. For 6 months they have been busy with developing these pot plants and then marketing them, dealing with the customers and so on. So another exhibition, some photographs I'm sharing showing the exhibition which the students have arranged, and the beautiful display of pot plants. And many students, many people come from the city, and this way the awareness for eco-friendliness is being generated. We are also giving training to the farmers based on protected cultivation in floriculture, and in floriculture protected cultivation even ornamental plants is a part of it. Hence under skill development training program we have conducted such trainings. Now what is the future need? There is first need to generate authentic trade figures for pot plants, and we need to popularize pot plants more in offices and homes, and further we need to go for market survey and market research. Now where the research needs to be focused, here pot plant technology protocol needs to be standardized for different plant species. Then we need to identify indigenous plant species for pot. Then soilless based media need to be standardized. Packaging and transportation is another component that needs to be focused, and further we need to go for innovative approach and ideas even among the growers. Succulents is another group of plants that is becoming highly popular owing to the low maintenance and low requirement of water and fertilizers. There are beautiful succulents for outdoor as well as for indoor condition. Even some of the succulents, they flower very well, like adeniums, Euphorbia mealy, other some yucca and agave species that can grow very well for outdoor, and for indoors like Haworthia, Sansevieria, Echeveria, and these are the plants which are chem plants. So they are very good for absorbing carbon dioxide even during the night time. Hence for indoor gardening these plants are highly recommended. And you see that in succulents nowadays lot of species and varieties are available. Like highly popular one is the Sansevieria. Haworthia is a wonderful succulent, and the only care you need to take care is that the drainage has to be very good in the growing media. So you can either mix sand or perlite with some coco peat. And for indoor condition it can thrive very well. Plants like Haworthia sedum, crassula, echeveria, peperomia. These are the plants especially for indoor condition, and they really look very beautiful with very least care, with very low water requirement. They can thrive very well for your office as well as for home. Cactus are also wonderful for home gardening, and it is a new growing up trend. Earlier it used to be that cactus were not so very popular, but since, as you see here, we have got this grafted colorful cactus, and even these grafted cactus are flowering also so beautifully. And there are wonderful varieties. So many species are there in cactus, and they require least care. Adenium is another wonderful succulent, and it has the benefit of flowering, and it is available in different colors. It has got beautiful caudex, and that is why it is becoming so popular, especially for pot plants. And in case of home gardening, for terrace, that is roof gardening, as well as for outdoors, rockeries and such places, adeniums look very beautiful. In the ceramic pots you can see Haworthia. These are animal planters, ceramic animal planters. Fiber clay pot. These are statues you can use in your garden. Ceramic containers and bamboo containers. These are coir based planters which are also becoming highly popular. Here I would like to conclude. Significant growth in Indian floriculture is being observed, and significant increase in global acceptability is being foreseen. Hence, ornamental pot plant industry holds great promise with immense investments and employment opportunities. Just there is need to explore more and more, and the sky is the limit. Thank you.